Good morning. Happy Mother's Day to you. I wish I could be there with you right now. Right now, I want to share some joy in why I'm not there. My dad and I, and the boys, Elijah Levi, are down in Ilwaco right now. And for the reason of it brings a great joy to my heart. I know it would make Mama proud today too as well. But many of you have been praying for my brother who has struggled many years with drugs and different things. And we've been praying for him, and he called me up here 2 weeks ago and says, bro, I'm getting baptized. I'm going to rededicate my life to Jesus. And he wants to go into Teen Challenge and all these on his own. And so I hope you can understand why I'm not there this morning. You must know I love being there for Mother's Day and for Father's Day, Easter and Christmas and the 4th of July and the annual church picnic weekend and all those times. I love being in our church. We have such a good church. But I hope you'll excuse the fact that I'm not there today and that I'm with my family. I want to pause for a moment and do something kind of weird. So right about this time right now, we are going to be passing out something for moms. And so there's somebody going to come around there and have some gift goodie for you. Now this is just for moms. There's a plate for the balcony and some down below. Could you just grab a snack real quick, and while I'm speaking, you just enjoy for the next couple moments. I want to bring something that's just me. You know me, I love food, and I can't be there to do it. And then also, this is just, for to let you know, I have, I've got one of these close by, so I'm all amped up this morning too. At the end of service, we also have a gift for you that will be in the foyer, and just want to let you know that. Also, Nikki, can you help me? There is a mother that I want to honor, and she is an incredible mom, just introduced to us here within the last couple of years, and her whole family has brought such an absolute joy to our church. She is a solid lady who loves to work, loves Jesus, and just really I can see her growing. And so today I wanted to help her day. And so we have a gift for you that will be just an absolute treat for you. And if you can enjoy it a little bit, I made this myself. I want to let you know that. I made this myself. I worked hard. You know me, I worked hard and I cooked this up just for you. But I want to say thank you to Donna. And I just want to say for a moment, Happy Mother's Day. And if we could take a moment, could you take a moment and honor her? She serves for us, does an amazing job. Love you, Donna. Thank you so much. Let me read a scripture to you. In John chapter 19 and verse 28, we find that Jesus has just died. If you want to turn there while I'm reading this. Right before that, we find verse 25, chapter 19 of John. And he says these words in the scripture. Comes to the end of it. Now therefore stood at the cross of Jesus his mother, and his mother's sister, Mary, the wife of Cleophas, and Mary Magdalene. And Jesus therefore saw his mother and the disciple standing by whom he loved, which we know to be John. And he says to the mother, Woman, behold your son. And then he says to the disciple, Behold your mother. And from that hour the disciple took her into his own home. And so we find at that moment that Jesus was so concerned about his mother, and he gave care of his mother to John. Now we would understand that's a tremendous honor. But what just strikes me in the middle of this is that right after that, and it says, after this, Jesus, knowing that all things were to be accomplished, that the scripture might be fulfilled, he said one word, or two words, he said one phrase, I thirst. And then if you skip down to the end of it, right after that, we find out that Jesus, in that moment, dies. The last words that he says on that cross, Behold your mother. I was sitting there thinking about that, and I'm going to share another part of a video in a second you're going to see that touches the heart of Mom. But Mom, I want you to know something. You are so valued. And that Jesus Christ himself, carrying the weight of the sin on his shoulders, is concerned about you. Don't you let anybody discredit the calling of being a mother. God has called you. He wants to anoint you to do it. He has a blessing on you for it, and we honor you for it. If I can tell you anything today, don't listen to, get rid of any thought the enemy tries to discredit or make you feel less than. You are an awesome creation that God designed on purpose, for purpose, and without you, this world, number one, would fall apart. But more than that, you create a heartbeat of loving Jesus, and I want you to know, every concern and care you have, Jesus was concerned about it. So much so that the last words he says before leaving this earth and being crucified on the cross, before leaving this earth, was to take care of his mother. Now I want you to know that if Jesus is concerned about the heart of Mama, he's concerned about your heart. So I have to ask you a question before I share one other thing with you, and that is, how is your heart right now? Do you need Jesus to touch it? Did you need this reminder to know Jesus is in your corner? He is. We love you so much. By the time you see this, hopefully my brother will, number one, have been baptized. He gets a bath out of this too. That's pretty awesome too. Oh, got to have some humor in there. I apologize for the next moments. I tried not to get emotional, but it got me. I love you guys. We'll see you soon.
Here's
Bye-bye.
the thing. Whenever I read the Bible, I always try to think of ways I can put it into our own lives. You know, if we read it in the pages of Scripture, just only go as far as us just reading it, and we don't understand it and take it anywhere. I really try to make it in my own life go somewhere. And I was reading that portion I just told you about in John, and at the end of John, when you find that Jesus looks down the last moments of his life, and he looks down and says to the disciple, "Behold your mother, mother, behold your son," in which he was saying in his last moments, right before he died. There's two words after that when he says, "I thirst," and then he says, "It is finished." And so I look at that and go, that Jesus has the heart of the mother in mind. His own mother, he broke from being the Son of God for a moment. Not that he never wasn't God, but he paused for a moment. While he's carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders, he pauses for a moment to tell Mama, "I want to make sure you're taken care of." I think many times we forget that the God of the universe, the one who spoke things into existence, who breathes life with a breath, is concerned with our daily routines, is concerned with the mom's daily routines, because we gauge ourselves on whether the house is clean, or we gauge ourselves on whether our kids don't have wrong matching outfits, or our family looks good, and we have all these things, and we put these standards up to everybody else. And when the truth of the matter is, God actually does care about every dirty diaper. I remember Mandy was telling me, she says, "Do you realize that we change 28 diapers a day when the twins were babies, Daisy and Ruby?" And I just go, God cares about that. You know, in your own life, if I can get anything to you, I want to share a story with you that's touching to my heart, and only because of its context and where it's at. So I'm going to bring you into something that's not many people know, and so hope you'll bear with me. I'm at a spot probably many of you recognize that we don't always enjoy being at. I've been on this hillside now. The only way that I can remember how many times I've been on this hillside officiating is that I have to go back and look at the papers in my file, and I go back and pray for families. But this right here, right behind me, is one of the hardest places to be. This is children. This is where babies are. These are little guys. And when you walk through these, you can walk over the tombstones behind me, and you can look and see that there's 50 years between the dates. Then you come down here and there's barely any time between. I'm looking at ones right here baby boy, 1976. And then right over here, something that's very precious to me, sitting next to one of the Wild Harbor babies, and then right over here, see if you can see this. Ron and Connie. Now, I've never met Ron and Connie, but I find twins, and we have twins. That touches my heart. But what many of you don't know, and some of you do that are close to us, is that right here, if you can see that, in 1971, that was my sister. Never met her. She was born early in 1971, and she died of SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome. And you know, when I look at this hillside, some of you that are watching this have stood right next to where I'm at, and we've shared very sad moments. I've shared more moments in this spot than I would ever want to, honored to do so, but shared very sad moments with children right in this spot. But what grabbed my heart was on this Mother's Day, I'm thinking of Jesus. Think of the moment right before he dies, that he reaches down and he tells his own mother, "You're on my heart." The saddest moment in my own mom's life, which someday I'll get to see her in heaven again, but the saddest moment in my mother's life is 3 feet away from me. The thing for me to know is that when Jesus was on that cross, he had my mama's heart in his hands right here. At this moment in life, she hadn't given her heart to Jesus. But I know that her heart breaking broke his heart. And if I can tell you anything today, moms, that I want you to know is that Jesus is so concerned and so touched with the heart of mama. So much so that the last words he says to any person is, "Son, behold your mother." He cared about his mama right to the end. I hope that encourages you today. I was reading through the scriptures there. I don't care what the world says. I don't care what they're trying to portray or what they're trying to do and what they're trying to push down, whatever. I want you to know that you are so valued, that you have so much worth, and that your task is not a task to be looked down on. It's a task to uplift. And that Jesus himself is looking into your kitchen, into your house, into your car, into your family, into your workplace, wherever you find yourself, and just letting you know you're valued. I hope you know that. God bless you. Happy Mother's Day.